Thank you, Alex. So first of all, before we jump into our next slide, I would like, whoa, this was fast. Okay. So I would like to ask you a question. So have you ever thought of using artificial intelligence in your text creation or in your speech evaluation? Anyone? Oh, great, of course. So what I was going to say, I started thinking about it while I was working on this presentation, and I decided to check it on my own, and I found that there are a few AI platforms that actually could evaluate your speech. So what they do, they learn from the TED Talks that comes with a score. And what you have to do is just to upload the speech into this platform, and then you will get the ranking. So in case we're gonna run our speeches today, so I believe that John will get the highest mark. Thank you, John, it was impressive, to keep the audience without slides. I'm impressed. All right, so, and also for the students' use, we could try to check the slide bots that actually helping you to design your slides. What they do, they pick the best images for your slides based on the keywords you put or the titles. So next time we're gonna meet here, I think that everyone will run through those platforms and do their decks at the perfection. So, all right. So now I would like to speak a bit about newest HR trends that could be convenient to my colleagues, so they could pick it up and use it in their workflow, and also for the future candidates, so they know what they have to get ready for. So first one is a blind hiring. So the meaning behind it is to evaluate the candidate exclusively based on their abilities and skills. And there are a lot of platforms already implemented and on the market, and in our company we are using Indeed assessment, and it's really helping us to short the to make the time shorter for our hiring process. The next one, that's not the right presentation. All right. So I would pick randomly because it's not the one. Okay, so the next one is feedback tools, widely used. It's been a while on the market, but where we are heading with that is that we have to get a real-time answer from our employees and to assess their needs. So at Helpware we are using Google Spreadsheet and NPS score management tool. Gamification, it's also a part of a training process, of a hiring process. So what we are about to establish is the quiz for the new hires, so that when they onboard, they go through all the policies and procedures and complete the quiz and get the score. All right, and passive candidates. So let's dive deep into this one. We all know that social media has a huge impact on our life. And definitely it has an impact in the hiring process as well. So what we are doing right now, we are moving from the recruiting itself to the marketing recruiting. So we have to build the pool of the passive candidates and engage with them through the social media. And more to that, for some that didn't know about it, there are some advanced searches on the Facebook and Twitter that recruiter could use to find the right candidate. Not the right one, okay. Future-proof stuff. So we have to have the team that wearing different hats, that have different skill sets, and we have to give them ability to use all these skills. So we have to create an environment within the company that could help them to unleash their talents. And that's our awesome team at Helpware that we have. All right, people analytics, it's a must to have. It's nothing new, just a must to have. But again, we are moving here to the data-driven, real-time analysis on what is happening within the company. Remote workforce, so as of now, 30% of the workforce working remotely. And like half of the companies committed that they are going to grow their number of employees that will be working remotely. And what I see here is a potential for our company to grow and to grow our teams in both Ukraine and Manila. Videos in recruiting. It's also been a theme for a while, so videos could be used in both directions. First one, to attract the candidates while placing them on the career pages or into your social media pages, so that the candidate could see what is happening in the company, what is the environment he will be working at, what kind of people he will be working with, and he could make a decision on the pre-hiring stage whether he wants to move with this company or not. What I would also like to say, that I think that is something that, so first of all, I want to say that videos could be used also for the candidates evaluation. And that is also helping us to make the process of hiring shorter, so we could get the client's feedback, or, for example, recruiter could just watch the videos and decide whether he wants to meet with this candidate or not. And I think that is something that we are good at, of creating the candidates videos, and we have even like a small film studio in our office. So if you want to feel like a movie star, feel free to pass by. I will give you a tour. All right, artificial intelligence. So this one, artificial intelligence. So last year, the global company Unilever used artificial intelligence in their hiring process. And what they did, they used the platform. So on the first stage, the candidate should play 20 minutes like psychologically based games. And then his behavior or her behavior will be analyzed, and qualified candidates will go to the second stage, and where they have to answer the preset questions while being recorded. So then machine will analyze their tone, their body language, the keywords they used, and give the hiring manager a summary. So whether it's good or not to, bring this candidate. And of course, once you use all these tools and attract all the talents, you have to retain them. And that's where the learning and development part is coming. So currently, we are trying to establish a training department together with a training process, and that's the training cycle that will look like. So we are trying to have the cycle that would beneficial our employees and also will suit our business needs. So as of now, the first stage is adaptation period. So what does it mean? That when the new hire is coming to the office, he has to familiarize himself with all the processes and procedures. He has to learn all the soft skills that the company is using, and as well as, in our case, as well as the client is using. So it's a very stressful period for him, and that's the period where all the hiccups comes in. So we have to make sure that he's secure, he's safe, he knows what's happening, and that we could jump in and assist him. So what we are going to do is to have a training manager to assist him and see how his process is going. The next one is a process training that includes not only going through the materials, both like videos and like manuals, but also to have a constant practice, to have kind of a simulation of work. So, for example, in case you're gonna come as a team member of the sales department, you have to have some mock calls and you have to pass some particular score to be ready to go to the next stage, which is evaluation. It's where our management team will gather together and decide whether the trainee is ready to jump into a real work and do the job. And the next stage is upskilling. So as we go, of course, everything changes, and there are a lot of changes that is coming into the platforms you use, in the processes that you've been working with, and you have to adjust to all these changes. And definitely, there should be some brainstorming sessions with a training manager that could, so on this training, you could discuss and map the process that you have and decide whether it's good enough or it could be improved. And of course, since there are a lot of possibilities to shift from one department to another one or to be promoted to a new role, then you definitely need to go back to the adaptation stage. So that's the training cycles. And the part of our training cycles, the components are digital learning, which is all the open courses, all the certifications that we have in-house, and some other that will come up. Live learning, live sessions with our domain experts. Like, for example, currently we're running a session with our sales team, and they're giving us an idea what the sales process looks like, so that we could, grab the information and apply it into our processes and have the understanding of the full cycle of the business. And definitely the most important and critical part is leadership and development. So what is our answer to the artificial intelligence and chatbots that are, stepping into our field? So growing the potential talents that could really do the audit of their processes and could evaluate what is important and how we could do it better and what we could do to bring the value to our company. That is what the human could do, but not chatbots. So that's basically the core of our training cycle and learning program. And I will skip this one. All right, and then, so continuous learning is one of the key components that will help companies to transition from the customer service focus to the customer experience. So that's what we are planning to accomplish. Thanks, everyone.